Hello, I'd like to make a video here showing a C++ setup in Sublime Text using CMake or just plain make files in the language server. And this is on Sublime Text 4 right now, which is in preview. I'm not sure when it's going to be released yet, so some things will be different. So the first thing you need to have here is the language server protocol package, which I have already installed here, and we can see the settings for it. And we need to configure it for clangd, which is going to be the language server we're going to be using. And you can find these settings on the left side right here, and you can add to them in your user settings right here. So we can see this is the LSP package for Sublime Text. This is the one you're going to want to have installed. You can do it through package control. And we can see the manual here, the docs for C, C++. And this is going to help us to install the actual clangd language server. So I'm on Mac right now, so I've already done these steps. And in fact, if you have Xcode installed in your Mac, I believe that clangd is going to be there, and you're not going to have to do anything else. So you can see it will be at this path. You can just check if you have it there or not. So once you have that installed, the next thing you're going to want to do is, as it will say, is you're going to want to have this compilation database, which is something you can make yourself by hand if you're not using CMake, but CMake does also make it for you if you turn this variable to on, as it's telling us to do right here, which I have already done. You can see my the CMake list file right here. I've set this on like so. So then once we have that set up, we're going to follow my instructions here. I'm going to make a build folder. Right, let's go to let's see if I have this remembered. Yes, I do. So here is this this directory I'm working in right here. So we can see I can do make dir build, and I can cd into build like so, as it's my instructions tell me, and then run the Unix makefile command. So this is going to now build us our make files. You can see here, including this compilation database. This is the file that this was telling us about right here. Right. So now that we have this built here, it mentions that clangd searches for this file up in parent directories from the current active document. This means you need to have this basically at the root of the project, which it is not now. Now it's in this build directory, you can see. So we need to now move this up to the root so it's always able to find it. So let's go in like so and move this up. There we go. This is an annoying step to have to do, but you could probably automate it somehow, but we're not going to do this right now. So that's in the top level now. So what we can do now is we can enable the language server for the projects. We do LSP enable language server in project, go clangd like this, and now we can show. I've added this menu item in here. You would not have that normally, but there'll be an option in the command palette for that. So we can see that now that we've enabled it, we have a bunch of output in here that we can see, right? And we can confirm this was enabled by looking at the project file. This is the project for this Sublime Text window. You can see here LSP clangd enabled true. So that's enabled just for the current project. And you can see we're not getting any errors or anything, and that's because it has found our compilation database file. If you did not have that set up properly, you'd be getting a bunch of errors trying to find these include files, for example. So if we can hover our mouse over this, we can see we get some information here, and that is from the language server. So this is going to give us stuff like very useful stuff like here if we get completions. So here it's completing server force, and if we start typing here, we can see we have some methods, I believe. There we go. That didn't work the first time for some reason. Okay, yeah, so here we go. We complete the server using the pointer, and you can see that these methods right here, this field and methods, these are coming from the language server. These would not exist here otherwise, right? And they show us the like the function signature right here, for example, which is all very useful. You can see that we let's show that again. Why that was the function signatures showing up. So you could have put something in here, and then go to the next one. No, that was not correct. Anyways, though, that's the language server working for us right there. So now that we have that working, the language server is set up, now we can go to building. And what we have set up here is a build system which lets you select the make file that you want to build from, and then it will be remembered for the project. So you can just build like that. So this is something which was just made yesterday actually, and it's just a gist right now, and it may be added someplace more official. I think it should be permanent in Sublime Text because it makes life so much easier. So anyways, it's just these 3 files, and all this is going to do is let you, once you've had this installed, which I do, it's going to let you right click on a make file and then choose build with this make file. If we've checked, you can see now it's checked like that, and this is the make file which CMake had automatically generated for us. So that's now selected, and now if we set our build system to the make helper like I've done here, let's put an error in here so we can test that. Now we do the build command, show the build output. You can see it here running the there we go, running the make file. This is the same output you would have gotten if you would have ran make here. In fact, let's show that right now. Make in the build folder. There we go, same thing except for the syntax highlights not there. So anyways, there we go, we get errors right here. If we were to remove that, you can see those go away. That linting, by the way, that's from the language server. If you type F again really quick, yeah, you can see it gives us a linting error. That's from clangd, it's showing you right there. So yeah, it gives us errors, and if we are to let's get rid of that error and build it again. There we go, this is going to build completely, and there we go, there's our executable that now we can run from the terminal just like that. We're not going to though. Okay, so that I believe is the extent of it all. Oh, one last thing to note here is for this build system, which remembers the selected make file, all that does is add this setting into your project file, which it then pulls back later. So it's very simple and incredibly useful. If you don't have this, otherwise you're stuck with, well, I need to tell it where the particular make file is for this project, so you need to set up a new Sublime build just for this project. I don't know how they want you to do it, but it's, you know, it's a mess. It's not nice. That makes it so much easier for us. But okay, I think that's about it.